The first time I heard this idea that there's a gift in everything, I was like, that's ridiculous. This is Mental Fitness Fridays. I'm Larry McInnes, and you are awesome. So I want to talk about the SAGE perspective. It's a way of seeing any challenge as a gift and opportunity. And I completely get it if you're thinking like, oh, here comes the woo-woo talk. Now, the first time I heard this, I didn't believe it either, but let me explain what's going on here. The SAGE perspective is based on two mental agents, the saboteurs and the SAGE. And the saboteurs are those negative voices in our head that stress us out and make us feel bad about ourselves. And the SAGE is the positive and wise one that can handle any challenge with calmness and clarity and creativity. It generates these positive emotions like curiosity and empathy and gratitude and joy. Now, the SAGE perspective, like I said, is the ability to switch from saboteur mode to SAGE mode and to see any situation as a gift and opportunity. And it helps you activate your SAGE powers, and those help you respond to any challenge with compassion and curiosity and creativity and wisdom and action. Now, the SAGE perspective is not about denying or suppressing reality, but rather it's about seeing the potential for learning and growth or contribution in it. It's not a magic formula or a manipulation of reality, but rather it's a way of cooperating with reality and making the best of it. Now, the SAGE perspective is a positive and optimistic way of looking at life. It's true, but it's also a scientifically and spiritually sound one. The research in neuroscience and psychology and performance science has shown that the SAGE perspective has profound effects on our brain, our body, and our behavior. So the SAGE perspective can boost our brain power. By switching from saboteur mode to SAGE mode, we activate the more advanced regions of our brain that's responsible for attention and memory and learning and problem solving and creativity. The SAGE perspective also increases the production of these happy neurotransmitters that enhance our mood and our motivation and our social bonding. The SAGE perspective can also improve our physical health by reducing stress and negative emotions. The SAGE perspective lowers the levels of these fight or flight hormones. And this is important because chronically high levels of these hormones can have really harmful effects on your immune system, your cardiovascular system, digestive system. The SAGE perspective also promotes healthier behaviors like exercise and diet and sleep. Now, third, the SAGE perspective enhances our performance and productivity. And by activating the SAGE powers, we can respond to any challenge with compassion, curiosity, creativity, wisdom, and action. The SAGE perspective also helps us set and achieve our goals by aligning them with our values and purpose and overcoming the obstacles and setbacks that we may encounter. The SAGE perspective also fosters a growth mindset that views failures and feedback as opportunities for learning and improvement. So, in a nutshell, the SAGE perspective helps us live healthier, happier, and more fulfilling lives. Now, how do we access and practice the SAGE perspective in our daily life? Well, the key to practicing the SAGE perspective is to build your mental fitness by strengthening the self-command muscle. And this is the muscle that allows you to switch from saboteur mode to SAGE mode and access those SAGE powers. And the way to build your self-command muscle is to do mental fitness reps, which are these 10-second exercises that focus on one of your senses or on your body. Mental fitness reps are like mini meditations, and they help you calm your nervous system, quiet your mind, and focus your attention. But they also activate the more advanced regions of the brain where the sage lives. So by doing these mental fitness reps regularly, you can increase the percentage of time that your mind is serving you rather than sabotaging you. So let's do a mental fitness rep right now. With your eyes open or closed, focus your fine attention on the sensations of touch on your skin. And notice how your clothes feel on your skin. And notice the texture. And notice the temperature. And notice the pressure of your shirt against your skin. So that was about 30 seconds. And you can do this kind of mental exercise in longer sessions too. You can do them anytime, anywhere, as often as you want. The more mental fitness reps you do, the stronger your self-command muscle becomes, and the easier it is to access the sage perspective. Now, the goal is to do at least 100 mental fitness reps a day. So that adds up to about 15 minutes of practice. And when you do these mental fitness reps consistently, you'll start to notice a positive change in your well-being and performance, and you'll be able to switch from saboteur mode to sage mode more quickly and easily, and use those sage powers to handle any challenge with calmness, clarity, and creativity. Now, the sage perspective is the ability to see any situation as a gift and opportunity, no matter how difficult or how challenging. The sage perspective helps you activate your sage powers, and these powers enable you to respond to any challenge with compassion, curiosity, creativity, wisdom, and action. Now, here's how you can use the sage perspective and the sage powers in a real life scenario. Now, say you had a fight with a coworker or a partner or your spouse. You feel angry, maybe you feel hurt, maybe kind of resentful, and you want to avoid them or maybe confront them or blame them for the problem. It's not a happy time for anyone. Now, with the sage perspective, you can see the conflict as an opportunity to understand the other person's perspective and to express your own feelings and needs and to find a mutually beneficial solution. You can also see the conflict as a chance to improve and grow your relationship with this person. Now, one of the sage powers is the power of empathy. And you can use this to put yourself in the other person's shoes and to feel their emotions and motivations. And you can use empathy to acknowledge your own emotions and your own motivations and share them with the other person in a respectful way. The sage perspective and the sage powers can help you handle any situation with calmness, clarity, and creativity. And by applying them to your daily life, you can boost your well-being and performance and achieve your goals and your dreams. So, what did we learn? Well, we learned that the sage perspective is the ability to switch from saboteur mode to sage mode and to see any situation as a gift and opportunity. We learned that the sage perspective is that positive and an optimistic way of looking at life, which can boost your brain power, improve your physical health, and enhance your performance and productivity. And we learned how to exercise the self-command muscle that moves us out of saboteur mode and into sage mode. And I kept banging you over the head that the sage perspective is that ability to see any situation, no matter how difficult, no matter how challenging, as a gift and opportunity. This helps you activate the sage powers so you can respond to these challenges with compassion, with curiosity, creativity, wisdom, and action. Now, did anything I say strike a chord with you? Put them in the chat. Does it sound still like woo-woo talk? Put that in the chat too. And if you don't want to put anything in the chat, you can DM me. And with that, have an awesome rest of the day. Have a fantastic weekend. I will see you next week at this time on Mental Fitness Friday.